All right. So when we look at writing an analysis, I want to look at the exploding analysis that we talked about last week. So um, if you look at this, you need to identify a thesis, give some context for the book, meaning what's happening in the book, provide some evidence. You need to talk about a literary device. You need to talk about how that impacts the text, what the purpose of the writer was, and then how do we relate that to a real world issue. So I really followed, and you are very welcome to do this as well. I followed the format used by the exploding analysis. So inserting the words that refer to um, Zora Neale Hurston's text. So in the poem, he says, I say, in the opening of the novel, you quote your text, The Death of Santa Claus, ours was Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. You say who the author was. The author uses imagery, and I just said imagery, in order to develop the central metaphor that dreams are like ships at a distance. And because I had gone through and I had annotated the text and I had thought about what this means before I wrote, it was helpful to me. Hurston uses this metaphor to introduce a novel. And again, I'm following the speaker in the poem is reflecting on when he was 8. So I'm just sort of like giving some context here. Hurston uses metaphor to introduce a novel whose themes circle around the dreams of a number of characters in the American South in the beginning of the 20th century. So I'm giving a little context for the novel. The author develops the literary device. I want to talk about the literary device of extended metaphor in order to compare ships that forever sail, and I quoted it, at a distance to dreams unrealized. The author develops this image, and again, if you look here, I came up with this, but I am not a genius because I am copying this. The poet develops his image, right? This image. So the author develops this image in order to create a tone for the novel at the outset, introducing the concept of the unrealized and much longed for dream. All of us can relate to this image, and this is my world connection. All of us can relate to this image of waiting for our dreams to come true, yet being haunted by the limits of our short human lives. All right? So you too can do this, and I will ask you to do so with our Indian education passage. And good luck. Feel free to use these tools.